Hello everyone, welcome to Shabita Uganda. In today's lesson, we are going to look at slave trade in East Africa. Feel free to contact us at elearning@shabita.net, or you can contact me on 0708 990034. Emmanuel at your service. In today's lesson, we shall look at slave trade and how the trade was carried out, and who are the chief participants in this trade known as the slave trade. So in this lesson, we shall have a look at the foreigners. We shall look at the reasons why Africa took long to be known by the outsiders, reasons why foreigners came to Africa, Arabs coming and their effects. Straight away, let's embark on the subtopic. Who are the foreigners? A foreigner is a person who leaves this country to another country for either study purposes or for either recreation or to explore more about a certain country he or she has got interest in. So foreigners were a group of people who came from their country into the interior of Africa, and this included the Arabs, the Cushites, the whites, and mainly they came from their country to Africa with one purpose of carrying out trade. Since Africa had a lot of minerals, like precious minerals like diamond, gold, which the foreigners wanted to take at a cheaper cost in their home-based industries. So reasons why Africa took long to be known. Somebody could have a quiver. No, Africa, the strategic location of Africa being found in the interior took long to be known, since it was regarded as a home for the blacks, so it took long to be known. So Africa had hot deserts that did not favor human settlement, so nobody could come and settle into Africa since it had hot deserts like Kalahari, Sahara, which would result into death. So foreigners were shocked when they heard that Africa had hot deserts. So this was one of the major reasons why Africa took long to be known by the outsiders. Africa had thick impenetrable forests like Maramagambo Forest, Bodongo Forest. Look at Mavita Forest. Imagine such a scenario whereby the forests are too thick and there is no way for you to pass through that so that you can enter within the interior. So this one gave them a negative attitude towards coming into Africa. Hence, Africa took long to be known by the outsiders. Africa had hostile tribes like the Nandi. Some tribes would carry out human sacrifice, so nobody can sacrifice his life that is going to search for good settlement in Africa, because there were hostile tribes. Nobody fears to die, everybody fears to die. So that was one of the reasons. Africa had huge mountains like Mount Rwenzori. Africa harbored dangerous wild animals like the lions, the leopards. Look at the monkeys that could come and destroy people. Okay, so in this other subtopic here, the reasons why foreigners came to Africa, I told you a foreigner is a person who lives this country to another country with either the aim of trading or carrying out recreation purposes and so on. So the major purpose of these foreigners to come to Africa was trade, to trade in the precious minerals like diamond, gold, silver, that were raw materials for their home-based industries. Okay, so they came to trade, they came to spread their religion, like Arabs were coming from Saudi Arabia, so they came to spread Islam to the coast of East Africa. They came to get raw materials for their home-based industries like gold, cloves, you get. So they wanted to get market for their finished goods. You know, some finished goods like guns were processed and so on, but there's no market. So they thought of Africa having people who were mainly farmers. So they were like, if we bring these trade items like guns and we exchange with gold, that could do us more better than retaining ourselves the guns. So they came to get market for their finished goods. They wanted to invest their surplus capital, like the excess capital. They wanted to spend it into Africa, such that they can borrow them money, and the money later on the Africans, after using the money, they pay back the money. So they wanted to find new land for new economic activities, like farming, crop farming, since their area had poor fertile soils. So they had to come and embark on Africa, which had rich alluvial fertile soils that favored crop growing. Alright, so next time we're going to look at why Arabs came to Africa. Arabs were the first foreigners to come to Africa. They came from Saudi Arabia's. They came by means of special boats called dows, which were blown by the monsoon winds. So those were the special boats or special means that were blown by the monsoon winds to the coast of East Africa. They came mainly to trade in precious minerals like gold, diamond, silver, ivory, and so on. They also wanted to spread Islam, since they were coming from a centralized country whereby Islam was the only religion in the country. They thought of Africa. They were like, if we extend our religion, Islam, to the coast of East Africa, very many people will be converted and will know that Allah is there and exists. And even to remove the African religion, the ATR religion. They were running away from religious conflicts like wars in their country. So some of them feared they would be shot dead, so they had to find a secure place to settle in. Now we look at the effects of their coming, the outcomes of their coming. So clear, the effects are the same as the outcomes. So what are the outcomes? Are the possibilities that come out after you doing an activity. So after studying, there's an outcome we expect out of you. After studying, we expect you to get a job, to drive, to become rich. So that's the effect. So the effect of Arabs coming, when they came, what were the outcomes? Okay, they introduced new items of trade like cloves, guns used for security. They introduced the Zebu cows. They introduced new styles of dressing. They promoted trade through bringing the imports like guns, gloves, beads, and so on. They introduced the new idea of architecture, new style of building houses, building of flat-topped houses. They introduced slave trade. Slave trade was the selling and buying of humans for labor purposes. There was development of new culture at the coast. So in this lesson, you can review more, and you can contact us at elearning@swahili.net. You are going to answer these questions, submit them in Google Classroom or in the WhatsApp group we sent. You're going to be able to look at the work you have done, and gifts will be awarded to the best students in the course of the week. Thank you very much. Thank you for paying attention. We love you so much. So the questions are, why did it take longer time for Africa to be known? 5 marks. I think we have looked at it before. We have talked about the impenetrable forests. We have the hostile tribes. I'm giving you the answer, but you can go back and check if you have not understood and try to attempt, please. Why did Arabs come to Africa? What were the effects of the foreigners? Thank you very much for loving Shareability. Subscribe more for upcoming lessons for all subjects. Check out the playlist below in case you have missed a lesson. Feel free to email us at elearning@shareability.net, or you can contact me on 0708 990034. Thank you. May God bless.